So last week, we got into the generational divide, why boomers and Gen Z walk into the same service drive with completely different expectations around scheduling, communication, and trust. We broke down the specific numbers by age group and showed you 3 things you can act on right now to start serving all of them better. If you missed it, go back and listen. Today, we're talking about something that's hiding in plain sight in most dealership service lanes. Nearly half of all your customers say they'd use mobile service if it was offered. Battery replacements, oil changes, or diagnostics done at their office or home on their schedule. The demand is real, but the problem is that almost none of them know you offer it. 96% of customers either say their dealership doesn't offer mobile service or, and this is the bigger number, they have no idea if their dealership offers it. And mobile service is just part of a bigger story. Today's episode is about the convenience economy, what customers actually value enough to change their behavior, what they think is missing from your service drive, and why the amenities you're investing in might not be the ones moving the needle. This is episode 5, the convenience economy. The demand is already in your customer base. Today, we're going to show you how to reach it. Welcome to Retention Roadmap, navigating service success for new car dealerships. I'm your host, Bill Springer. Today's podcast is sponsored by DriveSure. DriveSure helps new car dealerships remain the go-to provider for maintenance, tires, and repairs. For information on how DriveSure can help your dealership, go to drivesure.com/dealership solutions. So let's start off by talking about mobile service. Half your customers want it, almost none of them know you have it. Let's start with the headline. 48% of customers say they'd be likely to use mobile service. That's nearly half your customer base. Now flip that on its head. When asked whether their dealership offers mobile service, only 4% said yes, 36% said no, and a full 60% said they didn't know. Let's let that land for a moment. 96% of your customers are either unaware or assume you don't offer it. The demand is there, the awareness isn't. Here's why it matters. Mobile service is a direct answer to 2 of the biggest defection drivers in the study: inconvenient location and limited appointment availability. When you go to the customer, you remove both objections at once. And here's what customers tell us they really want mobile service for. Battery replacement, oil changes, and diagnostics and inspections are the top 3 services. Over 70% of interested customers selected each of these. And these aren't exotic requests. These are core service lane jobs. The customer isn't asking for something complicated. They're asking for the routine work to come to them. When would they want it done? 45% say during standard business hours while they're at work. That timing aligns almost perfectly with your existing service lane hours. This doesn't need to be a night shift operation. And the objections to mobile service are assumption-based, not experience-based. What I mean by that is over half the customers have concerns about mobile service, primarily around quality of work and availability of services. But here's the key. Most of these customers have never actually used mobile service. The concern is imagined, not earned. It's not a satisfaction problem. It's a communication and credibility problem. And that's actually good news. It means the fix is in the messaging, not your operations. So let's shift and take a look at amenities and what customers tell us they value versus what they know you offer. Let's step back from mobile service for a moment because the same awareness gap shows up across amenities broadly. The top 3 most valued amenities are not Wi-Fi, coffee, or a nice waiting room. They are free replacement of tires damaged by road hazards when your vehicle is regularly serviced, meaning service-activated road hazard. 56% ranked it in their top 3 amenities. Getting service-activated roadside assistance when your vehicle is regularly serviced, 53%. Free powertrain warranty when your vehicle is regularly serviced, 52%. Notice what these have in common. They feel like they should cost money. They're not conveniences, they're value-added protections, and they're growing. Service-activated road hazard and roadside assistance hit the number 1 and 2 spots for the first time in our study. Convenience amenities like online booking, shuttle service, and vehicle pickup and delivery are still valued, but they're increasingly expected. They're table stakes, not differentiators. The things that actually move customers are the benefits that feel like real protection. Now, let's talk about why this gap exists and why it's actually more of an opportunity for our dealership than a problem. Here's the uncomfortable truth about the convenience economy. Most dealerships aren't losing customers because they don't offer the right things. They're losing customers because the right things are invisible. The customer doesn't know what's there. And what they don't know about, they can't value and they can't return for. So that awareness problem becomes a retention problem. When 60% of customers don't know whether their dealership offers mobile service, that's not a technology problem or a capacity problem. It's a marketing and communication problem, and it has real defection consequences. Remember from earlier in the report, location and appointment availability are two of the most common reasons customers defect. Mobile service is a direct fix for both, but only if customers know it exists. The same dynamic plays out with the value-added amenities. Dealerships that already offer service-activated road hazard protection and roadside assistance often don't promote them consistently. The customer doesn't know, so they don't associate that value with your store, and they don't feel like they're losing something if they leave. Let's talk about convenience. Online booking, free Wi-Fi, and a comfortable waiting room are all things customers expect now. They don't create loyalty, they just prevent frustration. When they're absent, customers notice, but when they're present, customers assume that they're always there. The amenities that actually drive retention are the ones that feel like ongoing protection and give customers a tangible reason to keep returning to your service drive specifically. Service activated road hazard coverage that renews with every service is a tether back to your service department. A comfortable lounge with fresh popcorn is not. There's a reason road hazard and renewable roadside assistance moved to the top of the rankings for the first time this year. Customers are more price sensitive and more value conscious in 2026. They want to feel like they're getting something real. And this fits a broader pattern that customers underestimate what's available. The mobile service awareness gap isn't isolated. Vehicle pickup and delivery shows the same pattern. Customers want it, but many don't know what's offered. The data consistently shows a mismatch between what's valued and what customers believe is available. Here's the practical takeaway. If you've invested in services and amenities, not communicating them is leaving retention on the table. You've done the hard part. Don't let it be invisible. So what does this actually look like in practice? Here's 3 things you can do right now. The demand is already there. The question is whether you're making it easy for customers to find it. So here's those 3 things that you can act on right now. Action number 1, if you offer mobile service, treat it like a product, not a footnote. If you already offer mobile service, the first job is simply making sure customers know about it. That means active promotion in the form of email reminders, service advisor mentions at write-up, signage, social posts, as well as making sure it's an option on your scheduling platform, not a buried FAQ on your website. Lead your messaging with quality and service range. Those are 2 top concerns customers have, and most of these concerns are based on assumptions, not experience. A simple message like same certified technicians, same OEM parts, we come to you, addresses the objection before it forms. If you're not offering mobile service yet, it's worth a serious look. The timing and sweet spot is business hours. The services in demand are core operations, and the awareness gap means you enter a low competition space with high intent customers already waiting. If you'd like to learn more about mobile service, we've talked to a number of experts on this on the Retention Roadmap podcast. Episode 40 with Carl Murphy from Get Spiffy. Episode 24 with Amit Chandanara from Kirby. Episode 14 with Todd Rayburn from Ford. Episode 10 with Jeremy Stevens from Bozard Lincoln. And episode number 8 with Denise Lalou from Kirby. All great resources for mobile service, and I recommend you take a look at them or take a listen. Here's action step number 2. Audit your amenity communication, not just your amenity offering. Walk through your customer touchpoints, the service drive, your email sequences, your website, and ask honestly, would a customer know what you offer beyond the oil change? Vehicle pickup? Renewable road hazard coverage? Renewable roadside assistance? If the answer is not unless they ask, that's the gap. The fix isn't a new amenity, it's consistent promotion of what you already have. And here's one practical step. Ask your service advisors to mention your top 2 or 3 amenities at every write-up, not as an upsell, just as part of what this dealership offers. Just so you know, as long as you service here, your tires are covered for road hazard damage for the next 180 days. That's a retention sentence. Action step number 3, shift your amenity investment towards protection, not just convenience. If you're evaluating what to add or double down on, the data gives you a clear hierarchy. Road hazard coverage, roadside assistance, and powertrain warranties are what customers value most by a significant margin over digital checkout, self-service kiosks, and even video inspections. Why? Because these benefits feel like real value, not service delivery upgrades. They give customers a reason to return that's tied to protecting their investment, not just to their satisfaction with the waiting room. DriveSure's renewable benefits model is built around exactly this: road hazard protection and roadside assistance that activates with every service visit and routes customers back to your dealership when they need help. It's a retention mechanism, not just a perk. Today, we got into the convenience economy and what the data is actually telling us about where the demand is, what customers value, and where the awareness gaps are costing dealerships retention they've already earned. 48% of your customers would use mobile service. 4% know you offer it. The top valued amenities aren't a fancy waiting room. They're road hazard tire protection, roadside assistance, and powertrain coverage that's dependent upon those customers returning to keep them in force. And the dealerships that are winning on retention right now aren't just offering the right things, they're making sure customers know it. If you want the full breakdown of mobile service demand and awareness data, amenity rankings, and the gap between what's valued and what's offered, download the complete 2026 Dealership Service Retention Report at drivesure.com/retention report. Next week, we're going deep on one of the most powerful tools in the service lane and why it's still underdeployed: video inspections. We'll show you the psychology behind why customers approve more work when they see it, what the numbers look like for dealerships actually doing it well, and where the tire revenue opportunity is hiding in plain sight. That's next week on Retention Roadmap. Download the report at drivesure.com/retention report. Share this episode with your service team, and we'll see you next week.